Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Chris Maloney back with you for another edition of CWN Predicts. NXT TakeOver WarGames 2020 taking place. I'm going to say this. So I'm doing this live on Twitch right now because I don't have the ability to upload as of yet. I think if you get to a certain stat number, you're able to do that. So we are live right now on Twitch the day before WarGames. So if you're watching on Twitch, thank you very much. But if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you'll be watching the premiere taking place live the same day as WarGames. So to keep everything consistent, yes, we are live on Twitch on Saturday doing the show just to make sure it's available on Twitch. But everything will relate to Sunday. So with that being said, if you're watching live, thank you very much. If you're watching the premiere, thank you very much as well. Chris Maloney once again with you. Like I said, CWN Predicts NXT TakeOver WarGames 2020 taking place live tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. on the WWE Network, as well as the kickoff show, the pre-show as they call it in NXT, taking place live 6:30 tonight at on the WWE Network, as well as social media. So normally it's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, I think, is one of their platforms now as well, and TikTok, which was, I think, Survivor Series. And I'm still trying to get used to the whole TikTok thing. And maybe hopefully by the end of the year, I'll know what TikTok's all about and be able to maybe stream live on TikTok as far as one of the prediction shows go or recap shows go or whatever, because there's a whole bunch going on in the month of December. So anyways, that being said, pre-show is taking place, like I said, tonight, 6:30 p.m. social media as well as the WWE Network. With regards to NXT's takeovers, what they normally do is basically they just do a rundown. So you have a panel, not necessarily any kind of matches take place, but they'll do a half an hour preview of what is going to take place as far as WarGames go. And what they have announced is Wade Barrett is going to be on the show. Sam Roberts is going to be on the show, as well as MMA mixed martial arts own Ariel Helwani, who's Canadian, who is notorious for doing his UFC shows. Alongside DC on Mondays, of course. But Ariel Helwani, it's going to be interesting to see his take on NXT and the WarGames format and whether or not he's trying to do a crossover. But when you talk about Ariel Helwani, is one of the things that you can talk about is this. When that initial thing between Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker went down at one of the UFC pay-per-views, Ariel Helwani was interviewing Taker. And Taker looks at Brock Lesnar, he goes, "You want to do this?" And then Brock just kept walking by. But it had the internet on fire. And like I said, Ariel Helwani was part of that. So I'd love to see the guy doing WWE or just pro wrestling stuff. But I'm interested tonight to see him on the panel there, like I said, with Sam Roberts as well as Wade Barrett. So main card taking place. There are 5 matches in total. First match, Timothy Thatcher taking on Tommaso Ciampa. It's interesting because you got 2 of basically the hardest hitters in NXT. Basically, it's going to be like a no-nonsense match where I can see them just brawling. They haven't announced no countouts, no DQ to my knowledge. Just a grudge match between the 2 guys. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Ciampa, as much as I love the guy and loved him in DIY. Fact is, Timothy Thatcher, I think, they've got to produce him to be another superstar down there in NXT. So how do you do that? You put him over a former NXT Tag Team Champion. You put him over a former NXT Champion. So I'm going to say this. Timothy Thatcher takes first match there. Second match of the night is the strap match taking place between Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes. Not sure, honest to God, what to think of Cameron Grimes at this point. Obviously, when he was part of Impact Wrestling, he was a gifted wrestler. I'm not saying he's still not a gifted wrestler, but I'm just really kind of not a fan of him in NXT. He's just, I love the fact he can work and he's a showman. So the fact is, he knows how to basically produce the characters given to him by WWE, so to speak. But I'm not buying, him as a standout there for NXT, if that makes sense. So in saying that, Dexter Lumis, a big fan of Dexter. The series there. And I'm going to say Dexter Lumis takes this one simply because of the fact it's Dexter Lumis in a strap match. And I think Cameron Grimes is a little more than what he asked for coming into this match. And I think Dexter Lumis is going to take it to him. So I'm going to say Dexter Lumis for the win in the strap match here. Triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. Next is Leon Ruff as champion, taking on Johnny Gargano, taking on Damian Priest. I wouldn't be surprised to see Leon Ruff take this one. Gargano and Priest, obviously two former champions there. Yeah, I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say everything going right for Leon Ruff right now. Dude just got engaged. Congratulations on that. But a lot of people predicting Johnny Gargano to probably win this one. A lot of people probably predicting Damian Priest to win this one as well. When you look at the height differences between Damian Priest and Leon Ruff, or even Johnny Gargano for that matter, it's insane to know how big Damian Priest is. But fact is, when it comes down to it, Leon Ruff, I think, is going to be the underdog. I think he made a 1-2-3 Kid reference recently, so I think it might be a play on that. But the fact is, I see Leon Ruff retaining that championship. So Leon Ruff to retain the NXT North American Championship in that one there. Now, finally, we got the last two matches of the night here. WarGames rules. So for anybody new to WarGames, I'm going to announce the rules for you guys. It's just as far as the WWE goes. They have changed a little bit over the years. The biggest thing for me growing up as a kid is they used to have the cage on the top, much the same way that the Hell in a Cell does now. But WWE want to make it a little bit different. So they've got two rings set up side by side. They have a little platform in between the two rings. Cage is all the way around the ring, but there's an opening up top. The thing is, I'll get into the rules here to explain it a little bit further, but two competitors enter the match, so it's a 4-on-4 WarGames setup. Two competitors will enter the match. After 5 minutes, the team with the advantage will send the next competitor in. I'll get to that when I get to the matches here. Superstars will enter the match after 3-minute intervals. Superstars wait in shark cages on the stage until they're let loose. And it's all random, I believe. I don't think they announce who's coming out next. It's just a matter of they open up the cage door and somebody comes out. Once all 8 competitors have entered the match, WarGames officially begins with weapons coming into play. So that is where it starts to get serious and fun. Only way to win is via pinfall or submission, and there is no escape. And if a competitor does try to leave the ring, so hence the fact go over that cage, outside, whatever the case may be, they forfeit the match for their team. So immediately their team loses if all of a sudden they go running scared, so to speak. So that being said, 2 WarGames matches. WarGames match number 1, and I don't think this is going to be the main event. I think they're going to go with the females in the main event. I haven't looked to see if that's been announced officially yet. But WarGames match number 1, the advantage goes to Team McAfee because who was it? Pete Dunne beat who was a Kyle O'Reilly in that ladder match on NXT 2 weeks ago. So Team McAfee gets the advantage. So basically, you're going to be seeing 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, 4-on-3s in that match until it's finally a 4-on-4. But it is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong taking on Pat McAfee, Danny Burch, Oney Lorcan, and Pete Dunne. So very interesting match because of the history between Adam Cole and Pat McAfee, of course. I mean, they had that almost worked shoot, so to speak, on the Pat McAfee show into the match they had. I think it was NXT TakeOver 31. And now all of a sudden they set up the WarGames match between McAfee and Adam Cole. So, it's interesting because of the fact a couple weeks ago, Undisputed Era comes back on TV. They're all side by side. They're all aligned. They're, they look like one big strong unit. Then you go and you see them, doing the whole restaurant suit gimmick, and they look, well aligned there. They cut that promo, I think it was last week, and they got their faces right in the camera, and they basically, they look like the Four Horsemen used to back in the day. But you know what? I'm going to say this. I'm going to say somebody turns heel in this with Undisputed Era being the faces. I'm going to say something happens as far as the Undisputed Era goes. Not quite sure who. If this is a prediction show, so I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Bobby Fish is the one that turns against Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. It makes the most sense because of the fact he does have that kind of mischievous look to him. He is very tight and close with Kyle O'Reilly. There's been talks of Adam Cole being moved up to the main roster. There was talks about Roddy Strong, kind of siding with Bobby Fish. So I'm going to say it's that. I'm going to say Bobby Fish basically turns on the Undisputed Era to cost them the match. I'm going to say Pat McAfee, Danny Burch, Oney Lorcan, and Pete Dunne win the match due to the fact that Bobby Fish turns heel, so to speak, on the Undisputed Era. So that is my comments and thoughts, predictions on that one. Final match of the night, main event, is the WarGames match between the women there. So advantage goes to Team Shotzi. That's because Shotzi Blackheart beat, I think it was I think was it Dakota Kai, I believe, this past week. It was I'm flipping back and forth, so it was I had Kenny Omega winning the championship on the TV and had the NXT on the tablet. So just trying. It wasn't Raquel. It wasn't Tony. I don't believe it was Candice. It might have been Candice though, because it'd be. You know what? Forgive me for not knowing, but anyways, case in point is this: Shotzi Blackheart won the advantage. She was at the top of the ladder. So with saying that, anyways, they get the advantage. So basically, you'll see Team Shotzi come out first. There'll be a one-on-one situation. There'll be Team Shotzi going 2-on-1, and then, like I said, 3-on-2, and then 4-on-3 until the WarGames match takes place officially. We got Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, and Io Shirai, who was last announced for that team, taking on Team Candice, which is Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Toni Storm. And the Toni Storm is interesting because of the fact she turned on Ember Moon and basically sided with the heels in this one. So a heel Toni Storm is going to be interesting because I've never seen it before. I know, she was a huge part of the UK independent scene before coming over to NXT, of course, but I don't know if she ever was a heel. I get to see her in person. She just looks like a natural face. You know what I mean? But it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. It'd be interesting to see if all of a sudden the whole Toni Storm kind of heel gimmick was just a play, to basically mess up Candice LeRae's shot at winning the WarGames match here. So saying that there, you know what? I've got to go with the faces here. I'm gonna go Team Shotzi. Reason being because Shotzi Blackheart's doing phenomenally well as far as her gimmick, as far as the WWE persona there. I see her being shot to the moon, and saying that Ember Moon's on her team. But Ember Moon's had her success, obviously, with NXT. Io Shirai is obviously NXT Women's Champion. Shotzi, I think Io Shirai would be something phenomenal to be setting up maybe Royal Rumble weekend. Rhea Ripley is, future superstar. If you want to talk about two women that I can see main eventing WrestleMania, much the same way Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte did, I would say it's going to be Rhea Ripley someday versus Bianca Belair. I'd love to see that, but Rhea Ripley's already got that it factor. Ember Moon, like I said, is I hate saying it past tense, but she's already done her thing in NXT. Io Shirai is on her way up to eventually be part of WWE. So what do you got left? You got Shotzi. So why not book her strong? Have her win this match. I don't see anybody on the other side. I see Toni Storm eventually being involved in that main event scene as far as the women go. But when it comes down to it, this is not going to be the night. So I'm going to say Team Shotzi wins, and Shotzi Blackheart, by the time I'd say Royal Rumble rolls around, I think she's going to get her title shot. So that's my prediction there. So guys, 5 matches taking place. Like I said, Timothy Thatcher in the opener to win, Dexter Lumis to win in the strap match. We got Leon Ruff to retain. We've got 2 WarGames matches taking place. We got Pat McAfee's team, Team McAfee, to win that one based on the fact that I think Bobby Fish is going to turn heel. And then we got Team Shotzi winning for the women there. So that is my predictions and thoughts on NXT WarGames 2020 taking place live tonight, 7:00 p.m. WWE Network, Capital Wrestling Center, WWE Performance Center, as people know it, in Orlando, Florida. And like I said, the pre-show takes place 6:30 p.m. tonight. Social media, WWE Network, featuring Wade Barrett, Sam Roberts, and Ariel Helwani of Mixed Martial Arts. So guys, that is it. If you have watched on Twitch, thank you very much. But if you watch the premieres, thank you very much as well. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that sort of jazz, and make me feel loved. It is December and Christmas season right around the corner there. You can have the show feedback at cwnonline.ca. Let me know your thoughts. You can also post comments, predictions, whatever the case may be, and any of the threads that you see, whether it be Facebook. I don't think Twitch has anything. Twitch you can do a chat with, but I don't think any kind of comments field. But you can do it in YouTube as well as Facebook as well. Guys, if you want to hit me up, social media personally, it's at Chris Maloney CWN. So that is on Instagram, Twitter, as well as Reddit. Yes, I'm still getting used to Reddit as well. So it'll be Reddit and TikTok, where I'll try to learn by the end of the year, and I don't have too many days left, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But like I said, at Chris Maloney CWN, if you want to hit me up on social media there. So guys, that is it until later tonight when we do the official recap show. And like I said, CWN will recap NXT TakeOver 2020, WarGames, of course. and that will be 15 to 20 minutes usually post-show. So as soon as the show goes off the air, we'll be on the air live at that point. So we'll be doing Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube as far as the recap show goes. So looking forward to seeing everybody later on tonight. Enjoy the show, guys. And until later tonight, take care. And like I said, enjoy WarGames tonight. Thanks a lot.